Hello, my name is David Pugsley, and today I'm going to speak to you about fracking. I grew up in southeastern Connecticut, so for most of my life I had no idea about the issues and controversy surrounding fracking. However, 2 years ago I moved to Pennsylvania with my family, and now fracking is something that I hear about on an almost daily basis, whether it be in the newspaper or on local television stations. Fracking has taken place in the United States for over 65 years. But in the past 20 years, there's been technological changes and advancements which have allowed it to become more profitable, therefore spreading from the Midwest to more east. This being said, there are many though that are still against fracking because of the safety and environmental concerns and the impact it has. As you can see on the right, this is a map of the United States. It shows the different shale beds located throughout in the Midwest, all the way up to the east. The two we are going to focus on are the dark pink and the light pink, which would be the Marcellus Shale, which is the largest shale bed in the United States, and the Utica Shale, which is beneath the Marcellus Shale and is a little smaller. The Marcellus Shale stretches from New York State down into Pennsylvania and Ohio and all the way down to West Virginia, whereas the Utica Shale stretches from the western tip of Maryland to northeastern Ohio. Just to give you an example of how prevalent fracking is in the state of Pennsylvania, currently there's over 6,000 wells in use as we speak. On the right we have a picture of an actual frack. You have the well, which is the white tube going down into the fissures, and in the fissures that is where the natural gas and oil is that they need to extract. Now they pump water down along with sand and other chemicals, and this allows them to loosen up the fissures and easily extract this gas and oil. On the far left you'll see the first truck. The first truck is the water delivery truck. Those bring the water to the site for the frack. They use between about 3 to 5 million gallons of water per frack, therefore they need around 200 trucks per site, which is a lot. Also, in the middle, you see a pump truck. The pump truck actually pumps the water from those trucks into the well, which allows them to extract the gas. And on the right, the last truck is one of the cleanup trucks, which would bring it to a treatment plant to clean the contaminated water that was caused during the frack. Now, I said fracking changed in the past 20 years. On the left is an example of how it was done originally. It is clustered and spread out, and there is only vertical wells. This is because they weren't able to exactly pinpoint the locations of the biggest deposits of natural gas and oil. Therefore, they had to drill down into many locations to get enough to make it profitable. Whereas on the right, you see there's vertical wells as well as horizontal. They would run the horizontal wells off, which would allow them to reach deeper into the shale beds and extract more gas. Also, you can see on the top where the actual wells are located. It is neat and they're more close together, therefore causing less of an environmental damage to the area that they are fracking in. According to America's Energy Outlook, I should say, this is good for the local economy. Right now, being a welder or a truck driver in Pennsylvania or Ohio means that there's increased job opportunities as well as better pay. This helps the local economies because more people are moving to the areas, because fracking companies from the Midwest are now moving to Pennsylvania and Ohio to tap into the Marcellus Shale and gain more profits. Also, this causes them to spend more money in the local economy on food at restaurants and things like that, which in turn helps everybody. And according to the EIA, which is the United States Energy Information Administration, between 2012 and to the year 2040, the United States will increase its gas production by about 56%, which they say, simply put, fracking is the engine in the U.S. energy revolution. Many feel that it is important that we frack because of the instability currently of the Middle Eastern nations and the uncertainty in the future of whether or not we will be able to get the amount of supply of natural gas and oil that we need from them. However, another problem that is being caused is that we can only supply so much because of the lines that they have currently in place. So say in a state like New York that doesn't currently allow fracking, Pennsylvania cannot ship their oil or natural gas through pipelines through New York because that they don't allow fracking. And as you can see here, this slide demonstrates the different environmental concerns associated with fracking. Now the big one, I think one of the big ones is the trucks, the amount of trucks they have to use. That puts a lot of carbon monoxide and pollution into the air. Like I said, each site uses about 3 to 5 million gallons of water, and that means they need around 200 trucks just to deliver that water. Another concern is a byproduct of fracking is the release of methane gas into the air, and many feel that this could in the future cause many problems locally to the environment and across the country. And personally, one of the biggest problems I think that is concerns of fracking would be the release of the contaminated water as well as the chemicals used to extract the gas and oil into our drinking water, which would in turn contaminate a whole amount of water, which is a finite resource for us. This being said, in conclusion, I feel that fracking is beneficial both to local and national economies because of the job opportunities it provides and as well as the money being put into local economies, as I said before, for example, in restaurants, etc. However, that being said, I feel personally that the biggest problem with fracking is that they need to federally regulate it and set up rules and regulations because currently it is run state by state. So, for example, Pennsylvania allows fracking whereas New York doesn't. I think it needs to be federally regulated so that in the end it is safer and more beneficial to the country as a whole.